Hi, my name is Mrs. Parker. I'm one of the counselors here at Woodson, and I'm going to go through a short lesson with you on email do's and don'ts. The reason this is important is we're hoping that it'll help you learn how to manage your inbox a little bit better so that you can do better with your schoolwork and your academics, and also get a good system down for down the road if you look to apply for jobs with employers and also with the college application process. So in managing emails, we're going to look at your school email, what to do with that, Naviance messages, how to compose and write emails, the etiquette, and also timelines that are important. I know you've heard a lot of this information before. It's always good to review it to make sure that you're doing what you should with this information, and also maybe it'll get you thinking about some ways to do things better. I don't know about all of you, but my inbox is crazy every day. So as counselors and teachers, we probably get at least 60 emails in our inbox, if not more, on a daily basis. And I'm sure as students, sometimes you all have a lot as well, especially if you have your Google notifications set up with what's happening with your Google Classrooms. For some students that I work with, I do recommend that they turn off their notifications. But I know that some students like to get reminders with that as well. So just figure out whatever is best for you, but do know that you can turn off the notifications to lighten your inbox. And looking at managing that email a little bit better, it's important that you try to check your emails on a daily basis or every other day to help yourself out. Once you read a message, if you don't need it anymore, just delete it. Get rid of it. Delete, delete, delete. Okay? I also recommend creating file folders or labels to help you out with all of your emails. Sometimes I have so many folders set up that I do forget where I file some information, but hopefully you'll figure out something that'll work best for you. A tip to remember is that your SEPS student email can only be used within our school system. You need to use your personal email if you plan to contact colleges, employers, or any other outside agency. So on my inbox here, I know it might be a little bit blurry, but on the side here, I have some different folders set up with Academy applications, BBCU links. I have some meeting notes as well. So once I read an email, I'll either delete it or I'll try to put it in a file folder. And at the bottom here, you can click on this More tab, and that's where you can go to look at creating a new label. So at the very bottom is a plus sign, and it'll say Create New Label. On the right-hand side here, you can type in whatever you want to call that. If you want to create folders for all your different subject areas, English, math, science. If you want to do it for your clubs that you're involved with, your sports teams, anything like that. The other piece that's super important is that you get in the habit of checking your student email and also your Naviance messages, at least once a week with the Naviance messages. You just want to make sure there's nothing that you missed. You can see here this student, I pulled this clip from a student's Naviance message, and this student had not checked their messages, so they had 32 new messages. And then I took a snapshot of what was in their inbox, and you can see there's some senior information, the Career and College newsletter, Nova information as well. So the main thing is we just don't want you to miss out on any opportunities that you might be interested in. You don't have to read every word in these emails and the messages, but really it's super important that you just look at it. If you don't need the information, then later delete it. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of just email etiquettes, what you should be putting in your emails. And again, I know you've had this information before, but many of us as counselors and teachers, we get some emails that are sometimes challenging to decipher what lingo is happening, what a student might really be asking us, and it's hard for us to fully support you and get you what you need. So hopefully this will help you out a little bit. You always want to begin with a greeting to whatever your counselor is, or to your teacher, dear Mrs. Parker, hi Mrs. Edwards. You can use any kind of Mr. or Mrs. You can use a gender neutral, Dear Miss Smith, or simply say greetings or hello. The next thing you want to do is to thank your recipient. Thanks for getting back to me on such and such and such. I appreciate your help with the math homework the other day. You just want to be mindful of the tone that you're using in your emails. You want to be sure to state what your purpose is within your email. I'm writing to ask you for information on what my grade was on test number 4. I'm writing in reference to the application I submitted for the scholarship X, Y, and Z, whatever that might be. The other piece that I don't have on this slide is to be mindful not to use text lingo when you're writing emails. You want to be more formal with what you're putting in your message. Then you want to think about your closing remarks. Thank you for your assistance, or I look forward to hearing from you. If you do have a specific question you want answered, or if you do want to reply, it's important to state that and to be clear. Be sure to end with a closing, sincerely, thank you, best regards, respectfully, whatever you would like. Sometimes students forget steps 5 and 6, and then we never know who sent us the message. Seems so simple, but don't forget to put your signature. Be sure to put your first and last name. If you're emailing a teacher, I would also recommend that you put your period number, just in case they don't know who you are, even though I'm sure everyone knows you, but just to make sure that you're very clear. Now talking about response timelines. So again, recommend that students check their email every other day. Hopefully, if you're getting a message from a teacher or a counselor and you see it, try to respond as soon as you can. Timeliness is super important, and that helps us support you better. If you're waiting for an email response from a staff member, just know that sometimes it's going to take us a couple days to get back to you. Your teachers are teaching all day. They're not always, hopefully they're teaching and minding who's in class. They're not always going to be able to be checking emails, okay? So it's appropriate to get a response within 48 hours, a couple days. If you don't get any response after a week, it would be appropriate to follow up with another message, of course being polite, starting the greeting the way you should, and just ask, just making sure if you got my message that I sent, hoping to hear from you soon. Also, and I'm sure some of you may have experienced this before, sometimes the emails might go to our junk folder, or there just might be a technical glitch and maybe we didn't even receive the email. So it's always good to follow up. Again, after you get a response from what you're asking of a teacher or counselor, whoever, if you want to save that information, file it away. If you don't need it anymore, just delete it. Get it out of that inbox. Just some other simple reminders. Be patient in looking for responses from your teachers and counselors or anyone else. We will get back to you as soon as we can. We don't want to delay on everything. We want to make sure that we're helping you. So definitely be patient. And also, be mindful of the time for your replies to either staff members, or if you hear from an employer or anyone like that, you do want to get back to them within a couple days as well. Remember, don't use any text lingo. Use proper language as you're typing your email. And be sure to use that friendly tone. It may be helpful at times to get a friend to proofread your email for you to make sure that it's sounding the way you want it to sound, and also proof your email for any grammar, punctuation, mistakes as well. It's important to stay organized, really work on that inbox and what you're doing with your email so that you can find them later. And again, be mindful of the timeliness of your responses and also waiting for the other responses from staff members. Another quick reminder is the FCPS student email is to use within FCPS, and if you need to contact any outside agencies, to use your personal email. Happy emailing. Good luck with that, and please continue to reach out to your counselors if you have any questions or need any supports. Take care.